My last meeting abruptly ended because a fire alarm went off in the other person's office. It's probably one of my favorite kitchen things right now. She called it a spurtle. If you are watching from a country that has universal healthcare benefits, I'm very envious of you right now. Dimitri, come on, that's garbage. You're sleeping on garbage. Good morning. It's been probably a couple months since I've done this, so I'm gonna do another like follow me around for the day kind of vlog. I like watching other people do these, yet at the same time I feel like it's super boring just to watch someone at home, so I don't know. Hopefully you guys enjoy it. You seem to like them, so enjoy following me around for the day. So right now I'm making my breakfast. You probably hear my water boiling for my tea, and I have been making avocado toast on naan bread. So I'm using a little bit of shredded Parmesan that I get from Imperfect Foods. And I'm just gonna stick this under the broiler for a minute. And this is the naan that I've been using. They sell these big 18 packs of these mini naans at Costco, and they're perfect. This is my other half of my avocado from yesterday. I just stuck it in the fridge. So that's all scored up and ready to go when the cheese gets a little more melted. Here's my little naan bread. I just like using the naan because it's really soft, and it's also pretty thin compared to using like a slice of, you know, white bread. And just scoop on the avocado and get that all smushed down, and then I top the whole thing with some Trader Joe's everything but the bagel seasoning, which, you know, I'm not like into everything bagels, and I didn't think that I would love this at first, but I don't know, it's really been growing on me. So I will give this a generous sprinkle. This is the most challenging part, trying to carry my tea, my food, and my water bottle back upstairs. Plus today I will be bringing a camera with me. This guy has just posted up in this bed in my office for the last couple weeks now, so I'm glad that he's in here with me and I can see him, and it's very cute to hear all the kitty snores all day. And we have this little baby sleeping in the window. Good morning, tiny girl. She's pretty big now though, huh? So here's a little peek at my planner for today. I have pretty much back-to-back meetings all morning, and then it spreads out a little bit in the afternoon. I'm attending a couple calls for our medical annual enrollment just to see if I can figure out what these new plans are. But other than that, it looks like I'm gonna be pretty busy most of the day. I'm actually giving my phone headset a little emergency charge, so hopefully it gets me through all my meetings this morning. So starting out in a couple minutes now with my first meeting of the day, which is with our communications team. So the level of organization above my department has like a overarching newsletter, and there's a team of us with representatives from each group that put that together with contributions from each of our respective departments. So that's what I'm on. These meetings are usually pretty quick, but we do have them pretty early in the morning because we have a team member in Asia. So when you're meeting with Asia, there's really no like convenient time. It's either going to be late at night or early in the morning for somebody involved. So while I'm on this call, I just turned my video off so they don't see me talking to myself. I am sending a newsletter out on Friday, and so I'm just putting the draft version together now to send to the head of our department for her kind of final review before it goes out, and she usually has some suggestions or last minute additions, so we like to give her that a couple days in advance in case there's anything she wants us to add. So maybe you and I can get together and talk about what you were envisioning about making it more available. Because I know, weird coincidence, but like a couple days after we sent out ours, there was also like at the corporate level a recognition guide developed and sent out, a whole interactive website. It's basically exactly what we put together, just in a more interactive kind of format. I'm not sure, I don't know where I saw it, if it was in an article, but I just put the link to it in the chat here if you want to look at it. But basically, yeah, so if you want to do an article about the recognition thing, we're up for that. Otherwise, I haven't heard back yet with any other suggestions from S&T for this month. I know, it was like a weird timing coincidence. We literally just sent ours out, and then I saw this a couple days later. Alright, my next meeting actually just got canceled. I'm gonna X that off of my calendar. So that gives me more time to work on this newsletter, because as I suspected, we got a comment back, and it's a good suggestion. I kind of thought it was going to happen. We have two very similar articles, and they're saying, you know, should we just combine these into one? So we'll see what happens with that. Keep you posted on the exciting newsletter developments. So right now I am using my extra 15 minutes of time to assign queries. We have a system where people can send in questions to our department, and I'm usually the person who triages and assigns the queries that are related to training topics. So I'm just taking a moment to do a couple of those, since we have a couple in the mailbox, so I just do them like throughout the day. I just check in when I see a couple messages building up in the mailbox. I go in and check them, figure out who to assign them to, forward them along, and then I'm gonna go put my breakfast plates away and get ready for my next meeting. So this call I'm about to join is a monthly check-in that I have with the person who's responsible for one of the departments that I support in the area that our department covers. So without getting too detailed, basically it's somebody I partner with, and so we just like check in once a month. Although I will say, usually our calls are like 5 minutes of actual business, and then the rest of the time we just find something else really interesting to talk about. Good morning. I saw your icon changed and I was like, uh-oh, what's this picture gonna be? Were you, okay, I was like, were you saving up for something? Was it like sports related or a luck thing? Yeah. I gotcha. Alright, my last meeting abruptly ended because a fire alarm went off in the other person's office. So now I'm about to start what is probably my and a lot of people's favorite meeting of the month. We have like an engagement team in our department, which kind of just focuses on like colleague happiness and fun. So I have been kind of running that team for the last couple of years. We actually have a lot of new members who are joining this month, which is very exciting. So we don't really have a heavy agenda today. We're just planning on doing like a fun icebreaker activity to kind of introduce everyone, and then review what we have going on project-wise. Good morning. I see you have your special background picture up already. Alright, I moved. I'm just in the kitchen grabbing some lunch. I made this corn elote kind of salad the other day, so I'm finishing up the rest of that. I have been stuck on phone calls for the last couple hours, so our Imperfect Foods weekly grocery delivery actually arrived pretty early this morning. I just need some time to unpack that. So I think my next call is in like 10 minutes, and it's just to review our new like insurance options. So I will probably do the groceries while I'm listening to that. Can you just keep an eye on those groceries till I get back? Thank you so much. So that medical benefits webinar turned out to be a lot more complicated than I realized. I had to actually pay attention to it. I got a lot of good information. I'm really torn now about what insurance option to pick. So if you are watching from a country that has universal healthcare benefits, I'm very envious of you right now, because this puts a lot of stress and pressure on us. Even if we have good insurance through our employer, you still have to like make the right selections. So I actually have a call coming up now in like an hour with our financial advisor, because apparently there's like some tax implications with these new options. So in the meantime, I am finally going to unload this Imperfect Foods box. Thought I would show you some of the good things I picked up this week. This vanilla rice pudding, it's plant-based. It's made with like coconut. This is so good. It's very lucky that they come in these teeny tiny jars, because any bigger serving than this would be very dangerous. These things I love. I get these quinoa cups, and they've also had some farro cups, and they're just quick, like you can put it in a bowl and warm it up for a minute, and that's a good quick lunch. I haven't tried this cheese before. It's sold out every time I see it, so I'm excited to try this goat cheese from Firefly Farms. I had gotten one of their other cheeses last year, and it was really good. And this is some more of that Parmesan cheese that I used this morning for my avocado toast. So obviously I go through a lot of this, and it's just really handy to have it pre-shredded. I do always keep like a wedge of Parmesan in the fridge, but this is quicker in the mornings. And then the carrots and these 2 butternut squash that I picked up are going to be for butternut squash soup, which I always look forward to making when it's fall. The funny thing is though, I never know how big the items from Imperfect Foods are going to be. That's kind of one of the reasons why they're imperfect, is because they're like unevenly sized, or they might all be too big or too small. So I got one really big one and one really small one, which probably will work out well because I needed like 2 regular ones. I also got a bunch of artichokes because I love steamed artichokes, and I'm actually gonna try frying these up in the air fryer. I just found a good looking recipe, so actually I might, it's a little late for lunch, but I might try to do these for lunch today. And the sweet potatoes, usually like sweet potato and bell pepper and onion fajitas have been kind of a weekly or so staple, so we'll use these sweet potatoes for that. Also got some of these little red potatoes, which I've been doing different things with these. So I might make a soup, some kind of chowder, or I might do just like bake them and put some toppings on them. And the avocados, of course, for my avocado toast. And I also got a few of these Valencia oranges, which my husband has been eating for breakfast. Another funny thing with Imperfect Foods, sometimes you get like one order of Valencia oranges and it's just one. Sometimes you get an order and it's a whole bunch. This time I got 2 orders, so they must have each been 2 oranges. It's kind of hard to tell, again, with like the sizes and quantities of things that you're gonna get. I should mention I've done a couple videos in the past about Imperfect Foods and like my whole process for ordering and you know how it all works. So if you want to check those out, I'll put them up here. I think it will be here. No, maybe it will be here. And also, I have a referral code if you want to get a discount off your first box, or sometimes it's like a bigger discount off your first like 3 or 4 boxes. So I'll put the code in the description here, and it's always in like my link tree. If you want to check it out, definitely don't pay full price. If you're just trying it out, use the link to get a little discount off your first one. Let's see. Ooh, these look good. Wow, that looks really good. This could be a game changer. I love grilled artichokes. And then I've just made myself a little aioli for dipping, just out of mayonnaise and olive oil, salt, and lemon juice. so Cat has gotten his eye drops. That happens 3 times a day now. He goes back to the vet tomorrow for a checkup, so we'll see how much longer we have to continue that, because you can see neither of us super enjoy it. Spoke to my financial guy, still a little confused about the healthcare options available. There's one more webinar about this today, so I'm gonna see if I get more answers there. And I'm right now back at my desk, obviously, and I'm working on a distribution list for that newsletter I mentioned that's coming out later this week. So every month we have to update this list with all the people who should receive the newsletter, and I run a report, send it to the distribution list people. They make it into like a job that we can run, and what I am doing now is exporting the list of people in the job that the team put together, and I'm going to compare it against my original report. And what we find is that sometimes people from the original report are missing from theirs for just various reasons. So I just have to make a list of the people who are missing and store that away. So I'm going to run that comparison now using some of the conditional formatting in Excel. Lest you think Sasha gets all upset and agitated after doing the eye drops. No, it's a weird, he stands up and kind of walks around after I do it, and then he just goes right back to his little sleeping spot. So I already hear him snoring again. This package arrived today. It is some popcorn that I won from a recent trivia contest at work. I play the trivia thing every week or whenever they have it, and I win a lot. Alright, so tonight for dinner we are having my last Green Chef meal from last week, which is the truffled mushroom flatbreads. I like anything truffle, so I'm sure this will be delicious. And once again, this is something where I do have a referral code, which I will share here in the description of the video. So again, if you're trying out Green Chef for the first time, don't pay full price. Please use a code and get a little discount, and then I will get a little credit as well. I've done a few videos now about Green Chef. We used to do the keto meal plan, but actually for the last few months, I've been doing the vegetarian one. The meals are delicious. I have a whole stack of recipe cards that I've saved up, and I actually like recreate them sometimes just on my own. They're not complicated at all. They don't really use anything confusing or rare. So it's a good way to like try it out without the fuss of, you know, having to go shopping for all the ingredients. And then if it turns out to be something you like, then you can go shop for the ingredients and make it for yourself later. And just for fun, I'm going to stack up all of the non-recyclable packaging. So starting with the label that was on the bag, and we'll see how big of a stack I end up with. But the first thing I always do is just take everything out of the bag and compare it against the ingredient list to make sure I have everything. There's only been maybe 1 or 2 times where an ingredient was missing, and it was always something that I had at home anyway, like garlic or something, so it's never been an issue. But so here we have cremini mushrooms, sun-dried tomatoes, truffle butter, flour, mushroom stock concentrate, cream cheese, flatbreads, mozzarella cheese, Parmesan cheese, honey, and crushed red pepper flakes. And a lot of times the ingredients, like the red pepper flakes, I'll use maybe like a pinch of these, and then I have a bunch left over that I can use for other recipes. Or sometimes they'll send like a whole onion, and it will say, you know, use half the onion and save the rest for something else. Again, they don't usually do that, and it's not usually with like weird rare things that you're never going to use again. But for the most part, this actually is like a pretty economical and environmentally friendly option because they really do pretty much for the most part give you just the ingredients that you need, so you don't have a lot of leftover food waste. I was getting deja vu wiping off these mushrooms. I realized the last Green Chef kit that I made like 2 days ago was also a mushroom dish. It was maple miso glazed mushrooms, really good over like a rice and vegetable mix. This wooden tool was a birthday gift from my mother-in-law. It's probably one of my favorite kitchen things right now. She called it a spurtle. I love it. It's like the perfect little thing for mixing and flipping and stirring stuff. So here's our plates, as promised. Here's the little pile of trash, and there it goes into the trash can. Okay, take a bite off camera and report back. Not ready to be on camera.
Oh my god, yeah.
Yeah?
Oh my god, restaurant quality.
Okay, I haven't tried yet. Let me see.
People are trying to get work.
That was very good.
The truffle sauce that's in the base of this, like I basically like licked the spatula when I was done.
The combination of the savoriness from the truffle plus the extra pepper flakes.
Well, also there's honey drizzled on top, so it's like sweetness.
It's every flavor.
This is real good.
It's very good. And that's Green Chef. Wow. Man. Would you have the ability to make that on your own, a variation of your own flatbread?
Yeah.
Truffle, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing, there's nothing, that like it's hard to find or anything. But like, I would never have thought to make that truffle butter sauce for the base of it.
I was gonna say like True Food, I could see serving something like this.
Oh yeah, no, we've definitely gone to restaurants that would serve something like this.
Engines when the audience game. We're gonna do. Let's take a few candles. I do think it's worth taking a quick step back to acknowledge this is our first show with a live audience in 19 months. Well, to be fair, we did have a...
Alright, well, it's about 8:30 at night. Mira is having her last little bedtime snack. And I'm gonna call it a night here and end the vlog. So thank you for following along with me today. Like I said earlier, hopefully you found this interesting. I don't know why I find it interesting watching people just in their daily lives at home. So hopefully you enjoyed this too. And I will see you next time. Bye.